Hello to everybody. Peace and love, bendiciones. We are in the holiday spirit, and I don't think too many can be in the complete holiday spirit until we get one of the spirits of Puerto Rico back home, which is Oscar Lopez Rivera, which is a Puerto Rican political prisoner that has been in prison for 32 years. So we're ready to get him out and back home. As I was reading this book, his book, Oscar Lopez, Entre la Tortura y la Resistencia, which is between torture and resistance, there was an amazing piece. It's called The Torture of Imprisonment that I wanted to share with you guys. During slavery, the government had two categories, the good slave and the bad slave. The good slave was the one who was submissive, who followed the orders of the master, who, at the order of the master, was willing to inflict whatever harm on his fellow slaves. In contrast, the bad slave was the one who sought his freedom. He was bad if he wanted to liberate his people. He was bad if he wanted to put an end to the degrading system of slavery. In the case of Puerto Rico, we can say that there are two categories that are applicable. The good Puerto Rican is the one who's willing to tolerate the indignity and tyranny of colonialism. The good Puerto Rican is the one willing to support the interests of the United States in Puerto Rico. The good Puerto Rican is the one who is willing to be cannon fodder in the wars waged by the United States. The bad Puerto Rican, on the other hand, is the one who wants his freedom, who wants the freedom of his nation and the freedom of his people. Therefore, he is bad. I can tell you I have been both, and this is Oscar Lopez speaking. I have been a good Puerto Rican and a bad Puerto Rican. I was a good Puerto Rican in 1965. I was drafted and served in the United States Army. I went to Vietnam. I fought in Vietnam. I served a year in Vietnam. I was good enough to be awarded a Bronze Star by the Secretary of the Army for meritorious service, valor, and courage under hostile fire. I was a good Puerto Rican because I went to Vietnam to fight against people who had done nothing to me, and I went there to fight against them. I carried a M16 rifle and grenades. I shot at Vietnamese people. They shot at me. For that, I was a good Puerto Rican. When I came back to this country, as soon as I expressed my opposition to the war in Vietnam as a veteran, not as someone who had gone to Canada or Europe, but as someone who had served, I became a bad Puerto Rican. I became a bad Puerto Rican when I tried to struggle to improve the living conditions of my people. I firmly believe in justice and that those who are dispossessed of their essential rights should have some power, at least the opportunity to recover the rights to be full citizens. I marched and I struggled for better housing, for the marginalized in the city of Chicago, for jobs, for a better education, for alternative schools. But more than anything, I struggled to help the Puerto Rican people, my own people. Despite all these struggles, as a Puerto Rican, I have to seek the independence of my homeland. I can do no other. He was sentenced on February 26, 1988 to a 15-year term, consecutive to his prior 55-year sentence, increasing his sentence to 70 years. He was imprisoned at Marion from 1988 to 1994. The purpose of the Marion prison, check this out. It's just incredible. The purpose of the Marion prison is to destroy the individual assigned to serve his sentence there. Sensory deprivation, extended isolation, and strip searches are common. The ultimate goal is to make the prisoner go insane or commit suicide. Well, he has not gone insane and he has not committed suicide, thank God. And he has been a perseverant spirit and has kept his people motivated, moved, touched, and inspired through his speeches, through his writing back to every single person who has written to him, his artwork, his book, and just a community of support, loving his community of support and always being available to them. And so this holiday season, I just want everybody to really think about all of the amazing things and all of the freedoms that they've had. And to those Puerto Ricans that are in Chicago, and those Puerto Ricans that understand Oscar Lopez, and that he opened doors, institutions, created institutions. He was a visionary. He was a, a real leader. Um, to be grateful for him, and to do what you can to get him home. 32 years is a long time. 32 years is almost my whole entire life. I've been doing this work for the to free the Puerto Rican political prisoners for 22 years now, and we just want them home. It's been amazing to have them home. The ones that have been able to come out, I've been able to witness so many come out. We're just waiting for Oscar Lopez, and yeah, we're waiting for him with open arms and an open heart. And so shout out to all those people that have done amazing work to get him home. And if you can, go on to www.boricuahumanrights.org, and there is a letter to President Obama that you can download for him to pardon, and so that we can get this brother back home. He's an elder, and he don't need to suffer no more. So free Oscar Lopez Rivera, and also free Mumia. That's another brother that's been locked up for far too long, and they have nothing on these people. So let's bring our brothers back home now. Now, let's celebrate Christmas and the New Year with our brother, Oscar Lopez Rivera. God bless.